Alright, we have a story trailer. Let's take a look.
Peggy 16.
Mikula the Kind spoke of the beginning.
Ooh.
The seduction and the betrayal.
And I just want to say too, it's like, this is going to answer questions, but it's also going to make you go, huh, in a lot of areas. That's my prediction. That's how From Software tends to do.
An affair from which gold arose.
What is this?
And so too was Shadow born. What followed was a war unseen.
That's the Elden Beast music. I couldn't think of the music.
One that could never be put to song. A purge without grace or honor.
There's our boy Mesmer doing his thing.
The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
So he's straight up bad guy.
And so kindly Mikula would abandon everything.
Huh. What are those things? I'm not saying a lot, but we're just watching.
His golden flesh. His blinding strength. Even his fate. But we are not deterred. We choose to follow. Will you walk with us?
That doesn't say a lot. I just gotta say, it's really not very informative. $6.21. Okay, I don't know how much to say this at all. This kind of has a sense of Formless Mother going on. Like a Diablo vibe almost. I wonder what this is supposed to be. They're very good at creating like abstract concepts in a way that most people are not. The more you learn about it, the more kind of questions you have. And I wonder if there is a theme of threads or ribbons or something like that, because we have this shot of like these veils, these cloth-like structures that are around this other tree that's an Erdtree-like tree, but it's not the Erdtree, or it's like a shadow version or whatever. This is wild right here. This is a bunch of bodies, it looks like. Really gloomy and kind of gory here. I wonder if this is like through some Formless Mother mechanism that we saw him near. We saw his corpse in the Mogwin Palace / Dynasty. So we get some information here. We see these giant baddies. These like burning effigy things. We've got a burning castle. I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. Just some marching soldiers in slow motion. Originally I thought Mesmer was part of like Rykard's kin because of the snakes. And his flame looked like blasphemous flame, but it's not. So it's some kind of new flame, whatever that is. Could just be maybe not special properties, just like he just happens to use fire. Let's hear the dialogue again here.
Followed was a war unseen.
It's a war unseen. So there was a bit of dialogue in the previous trailer. It said like, these are not saints, these are losers of a war. And so I wonder if like the inhabitants of, there was a conflict between the lands between in this area, or what would become the Lands Between, or Marika, like a sect of Marika and Mesmer. I think that Mesmer is one of the sons of Marika, right? What's her son's names? Morgott, Moog. Is there another one? I don't remember. So Mesmer makes sense. It's another M name. And maybe Mesmer was just bad news bears, and so they locked him up in the shadow world or whatever.
One that could never be put to song.
Awful war.
A purge without grace or honor.
A purge without grace or honor. This probably means grace, like in the capital G sense of the word. Basically, Mesmer has fallen from grace. So this is a boss in the DLC. If you look closely, when they showed the gameplay footage of it, it's 3 guys on top of each other, like 3 people, and they're like using it like a puppet. It's a very bizarre design. Are these trolls? Not sure. So this is very interesting. This is what interests me the most. I think the Erdtree is like my favorite lore aspect in the game. I think it's one of my favorite, at least. You have like a structure that goes straight right here, but there's this wrapping vine-like thing like this, right? And it looks like you've got something that's not Erdtree-ish wrapping something that is Erdtree-like. And of course we have the golden energy kind of flowing out of it, like this sap or whatever this is. There's a lot of possibility of what that may mean. He's like raising it up. It's like disintegrating down there. Interesting, right? What do you think this is? Is this a great rune? We have a cross-like shape and a crescent-like shape. So he abandons his golden flesh. He had like demigod status in the Lands Between, and he leaves his flesh. And we saw his corpse in Mogwin Palace. This is like a spirit version of him or something like that. And this is the color of sleep. And this invokes the idea of Saint Trina / Mikola, and that's a power of his. And Mikola has like this concept of his radiance and his kindness. It's not manipulation, but it's something about that that's like terrifying, and it's like very powerful. And one of the things he does is he brings peace to those who suffer, channeling Saint Trina, basically, as a alternate personality and using sleep. So there's some kind of order of knights that follows Saint Mikola, that follow Mikola, and whatever his plan is, and maybe he has a solution to all this business. So this is a call to action. This is a little unusual for a Souls game, which is there's a direct thing that you should do. Why don't you come do it? Usually it's very open-ended, but this is like, hey, we're the Mikola bros. Let's go see what Mikola's all up to, and we're going to support him. Here they have those kind of ghostly images of those graves again. Very interesting thing, and you see this motif in the base game, but they're not graves. They're like those banners that are certain parts. I think it represents the shattering. Mesmer is portrayed as a bad guy. Mikola portrayed as at least neutral party, if not a good guy. And he has a kind of a golden order, not the golden order, but like an order of knights that are loyal to him, and he has a certain philosophy. I'm very interested to see the general content in the game. I'm interested to see what exactly Mikola's plan and mechanism is for correcting or damage control or whatever it's going to be, and why he thinks it's worth his time to go into the Shadow Realm or whatever this other place is. This veil visual motif on this, whatever this tree is very interesting. I mentioned that at length in a former video. That's basically all I can say. So pre-order. I'll make a comment on this. This is a game which I would pre-order. If you think about it, there's no logical reason why you would ever pre-order a game unless there aren't enough copies. Having said that, it is a way to send a message to developers that you think are quality and you trust. From Software is one such developer. They create such consistent quality and such interesting kinds of games that I would give them money for nothing as like a way to speak with my wallet. I don't pre-order like any other game. I haven't pre-ordered a game in forever except Elden Ring, because I was very confident in the quality of the game. In this situation, I will be pre-ordering the game, and I encourage anyone who is getting the game to actually pre-order it, because I think it's important to send these kinds of messages to developers and corporations, much like how the Helldivers community recently gave the finger to Sony. You know, this is a positive version, and then the Helldivers incident is a negative version. All right, looks good. Can't wait to play it.